Welcome back, folks. I'm Jake Ellenbogen. Today we're going to be talking about TCU wide receiver and former LSU wide receiver Jack Bech. And we're going to be breaking it down, giving you a scouting report and a player comp, whether or not he fits the Rams. So if you're not a Rams fan, you can still enjoy the rest of the video. But if you are a Rams fan, we'll have that at the end. Before we get into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, be sure to follow me on all social media at JK Bogan, including Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Kick. And in addition to that, I just want to let you guys know that today's sponsor is Mando, which, by the way, I love it because I use Mando all the time. The full body deodorant that, quite honestly, I believe is the best on the market. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers, and it comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash or deodorant wipes. Of course, free shipping is included with that. A special offer to my viewers of the channel: new customers can get $5 off that starter pack with the exclusive code JKBogan. So be sure to check that out. It equates to 40% off your starter pack using that code, and use it over at shopmando.com. Please support the channel and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. All right, Jack Bech it is. It's about damn time, right? I think I have been meaning to do a video on Bech for quite a while. 6'2", 215-pound wide receiver. I have him as an early second-round pick, and I wouldn't be shocked if he was picked by the Eagles or the Kansas City Chiefs at pick 31 or 32. He had 62 receptions for 1,014 yards this past year, 9 touchdowns. Bech is a former, as I already mentioned, he transferred from LSU, moved to TCU, and this is a guy that is a polished route runner. He blocks, so we're going to get into it, but I am really, really liking what I saw on tape from Jack Bech, and I think he'd fit anybody. You would just, your wide receiver room instantly gets better based on the fact that I think he has a really high floor out the gate, but I also think he has a decently high ceiling that's not really being talked about. So look, first off, pros. He's a smooth mover. What do I mean by that? Well, he's a fluid athlete, with or without the ball. He moves well. He has great body control and agility, glides through his routes, evades defenders, redirects when needed. He's really good at that, and he's very fluid in his movement. His separation skills just, really show up on tape. I mean, this is a guy that I would say probably runs in the 4.5s and, is a really detailed route runner, creates space, excels in the short and intermediate game. But he also has that deep speed that he can take the top off the defense. He can stack the defensive back and really make a play deep downfield. His yak ability is on full display. This guy doesn't try to make you miss. He tries to run you over. He is a bully after the catch is how I would describe him. He breaks tackles. He can make you miss, but he prefers to use physicality. And you'll see that also, at the top of his route break. I mean, at the top of the break point, he might throw a hand in there. He might throw you off him. He is a physical receiver, and I love that about him. He averaged 7.2 yards after the catch, according to PFF in 2024. And to me, he's got this blocking prowess that not every receiver in this draft has, which makes him really just a fit on all 32 teams because he does a little bit of everything. One of the better blocking receivers in this draft. I think you could even argue he functions as like a pseudo tight end, if you will. But that's a big thing for me. I think it allows him to excel on the perimeter, inline, just really does a nice job, crackback scenarios. He opens lanes for guys, and he is also not afraid to go deep down the field and, block 2 guys on his way to try to, carry his teammate in a convoy. He's got good burst. This guy, I feel like he's got solid long speed, but I think the quick acceleration off the line is evident. He can win against press coverage consistently as well. And hand fighting, good luck. This guy is going to win that more often than not. Natural hands, receiver. reliable catcher, soft hands. He snagged 62 of the 67 catchable targets in 2024. And he's so good because I didn't think the quarterback play was amazing at TCU. And I did think it held him back a little bit, just like I feel that way about a lot of different quarterbacks in college. But he does a really nice job of, adjusting to that underthrown ball. If he, is going one way and it's thrown against the other, he can kind of contort his body and make the catch. He's got excellent ball tracking ability. So this is just a lot to like from Jack Bech. He's got inside-outside versatility. I know he had 60% of his snaps in the slot, but I really think he could work in the boundary as well and be a dependable target no matter where you put him on the field. He's got a detail in his route running, really nice precision in the short and intermediate and deep game. You see it right away, cuts on a dime. But also he's really smart. He can find the soft spot in the zone, sit down. He's big enough to take on the hit and still move afterwards. But also he's really good, like I mentioned, at redirecting. So when there's traffic, he can be that improvising type of receiver. If you have, a mobile quarterback that gets out of the pocket, is trying to make something happen, well, Jack Bech is only playing until the whistle blows, right? He's not going to play and then just give up as soon as he realizes he's not getting the ball thrown to him. He's going to play till that whistle blows, and sometimes those receivers in college, they don't do that. And a quarterback tries to survey the field, he comes back to them, and they're not even paying attention. Jack Bech, that's just not going to happen to. So that was something that I really noticed. High football IQ. I think he really just elevated TCU as a whole. And I'll say this, going back to LSU, there were guys there. There were some really, really talented receivers there, like a Malik Neighbors and, Brian Thomas Jr. And I'll tell you right now, I thought Jack Bech looked better than both of them in moments during those tapes. And I'll tell you right now, I watched plenty of the LSU tape as well because I wanted to see, why did he transfer? So what are the cons, right? A lot of good, a lot of things to like, but what don't I like? Well, he doesn't have the top end speed, right? He's got good speed. He's got enough to stack a DB in college, but if you're looking for that 4.3 next gear level guy, he doesn't have that. Is that a huge issue? No. Guys still work with that. Obviously, Cooper Kupp didn't have that high end speed, but still made it work in the NFL and has made it work. And other guys to be named like Keenan Allen, right? It helps, but he doesn't have it. So it's not a huge deal, but if you're trying to win vertically against some of these more rare type cornerbacks that are coming in the league and running in the 4.3s, but that's actually showing up on film, and just really good technically sound guys that just can stick in that hip pocket or just run stride for stride with you, he might not separate as well on the outside on deep plays without that speed. So that's something to keep in mind. Contested catch limits. Is he a contested catch guy to a degree? Yes, he could go up, but I felt to me like watching him, I wouldn't want to just prefer him in those situations. Like a guy that I always thought was really underrated in that situation was Cooper Kupp, because people don't look at him and think contested catch. They look at him and think, wow, this guy creates separation. Well, he, of course, when he stopped creating the separation he used to, he had to be able to adjust. And of course he did with the contested catch ability. That's one thing you can't take away from Cooper Kupp. But watching Jack Bech, he can do it. He has success doing it. But I would say he's physical, not a dominant contested catch receiver. So your quarterback, if he doesn't know how to lead this guy, or he doesn't really have great accuracy, it might put Jack into a tough spot where, he might not be as effective. Again, that kind of held him back at TCU. Injury history. He's got some nagging injuries in the past, a hamstring in 2022 and an ankle in 2023. Just slight durability concerns. I don't think it's anything too much to be worried about. He played in all 12 games in 2024, but that's something that came up on my list. And then refinement is needed. He's got a route tree that is very good, but it's not elite. He could polish up that point against, sticky press corners. I feel like, he's going to need to add some sort of deception, to be able to win against those type of corners. So it's nitpicky. Really, Jack Bech is just a fun watch. There's just not a lot that he's missing. He doesn't have the highest ceiling, which is why he's not going the first round. But based on the tape alone, he has one of the higher floors in this draft, regardless of position. So I really like the player. I don't know how big that ceiling is going to be, but I'm very high on Jack Bech. And my comparison for him might be a little off-putting to some, but hear me out when I say this. It's not Cooper Kupp like everybody keeps telling you. It's not Puka Nacua. You know what it is? It's actually Juju Smith-Schuster coming out of USC, a physical, yak-driven slot weapon with blocking chops and chain-moving reliability. That's what Juju was. And then he goes to the Steelers and has the instant impact, and then he kind of had some injuries and fell off. But before he fell off, Juju Smith-Schuster looked like he was going to be elite, and I think like he might not quite be there as far as the explosiveness, but I definitely think he plays with that kind of same play style as Juju. I think this guy is going to get into some fights like Juju did because he is going to punch you in the mouth as a blocker, and it's going to piss somebody off. And you know what? I want that guy playing for my team. And that's how I feel about Jack Bech. But how does he fit in Sean McVay's offense? Come on. I can't even believe I even asked that question. He fits in it like a glove because while I think the comparison is more like Juju Smith-Schuster, and I think it's absolutely unfair to say he's Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp, and by the way, I'm not calling him Juju Smith-Schuster when he first came into the league. I'm saying his play style is similar. He does also have a similar play style to Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. So he could absolutely fit this team, inside-outside ability, the blocking, which you have to be able to do in this offense. The Rams don't have a pick in the second round, so if they trade down, this could be an option there. But motion-heavy, jet sweeps, I think you could find a multitude of ways to utilize Jack Bech. You could also keep in mind, big thing that keeps the Rams so dangerous is when they're in that 11 personnel grouping and you have the receivers that can block like pseudo tight ends, you can stay in the 11 personnel grouping and run out of it. And that's something that I think kind of doesn't always get noticed on the level it should. Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua allow you, well, now I know Cooper Kupp's gone, but they allowed you to run out of 11 personnel consistently and still have effectiveness in the blocking area. To me, Jack Bech, it just picks up where Cooper Kupp left off. What does that look like? How do you make that work? That remains to be seen. I think also Jordan Whittington can do that. So make no mistake about it. I'm talking about a lot of receivers, but I'm also very high on Jordan Whittington long-term. But yeah, I think he absolutely makes your team better. He's a multifaceted receiver that, would instantly create some separation, some, how in the NBA and basketball, they have floor spacing. This would space out the field. You have, Bech, you have Nacua and Adams and Atwell, and Whittington. That would be quite the tandem there. So maybe not the most explosive guy, maybe not, the favorite receiver that you have. But if the Rams or anybody watching this, if your team comes up to the podium and they select Jack Bech, they are going to be very happy they did. Those are my thoughts. Early second rounder. If he goes 33rd overall, I won't be shocked in the slightest. If he goes late first, I won't be shocked. He's a very, very good receiver. Might not have the most upside at the position, but he has a wicked high floor, and his upside's good enough to suggest this guy can end up being a top 20 receiver in the National Football League. Those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below if you like Jack Bech, if you don't like him, if I missed anything, if I didn't miss anything, or whatever else you want to put in the comments. But that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please check out today's sponsor, Mando. Again, JK Bogan is the code for that starter pack. Link is in the description below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, folks. Later. All right, guys. So once again, just want to let you guys know that you can check out my new side project, The Lounge. I interview athletes, musicians, actors, actresses, all the nine. So definitely check it out over on the Lounge with Jake Ellenbogen channel. Be sure to subscribe and enjoy. In case you guys haven't noticed, I do have a Discord channel for my community on this channel. And if you want to be a part of it, it is free. The link is in the description below. You can sign up. This is basically a 24/7 Rams channel, and we are almost at 1,100 members. So if you want to be a part of it, just hit the link in the description below.